Hey guys, Sam from Manfa Makes and...
Moose Mike.
Sorry, I've got the fit of the giggles because just before I click on, we're both sat here frozen like... It just made me giggle, I'm sorry. Anyway, hello to all our returners and hi to any newbies. It is so great to have you here and please do stick around a while. You are more than welcome at our house anytime you like. And don't forget these guys. These are still very, very lacking and I don't know why. Anywho, you are seeing this on Thursday. We are not filming on Thursday. We never film the video on the day it comes out. But you are seeing it on Thursday, and here at Manfa Makes on a Thursday, it can mean only one thing.
Tile of the week! Thursday!
And it changes every week.
Time.
So, if you are new here, Tile of the Week is a regular segment on this channel. Once a week we come on and show you the tile of the week that we have been making, hence the name. And we chose Thursday because it was a day beginning with T. And the tiles we are making come from this book here, 100 Crochet Tiles, edited by Sarah Callard. And you can get this on Amazon should you wish to, if it sparks your interest or inspires you. We have had many podcasters jump on board with this and start doing it alongside us. Some from the very beginning, some only in the last couple of weeks. So they are doing the tile we are on and they're also doing the earlier tiles retrospectively. But even if you don't want to join in, but you want this as a beautiful resource in your pattern library, please feel free. Like I said, it is on Amazon, but we are not sponsored. We are not affiliated. I am just letting you know where you can get a copy. And I made a pledge here on my channel when I received this in Happy Mail that I was going to make all 100 of these tiles and I was going to make one a week until it was done. I didn't do the maths, working out that that would take me over 2 years. We have been doing this since July last year and we are currently on tile 24. And I always forget to look before we come on. I'm pretty sure it's tile 24. Let me just quickly check because I don't want to give you the wrong information. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yes, tile 24. I should always go with my gut because I always end up being correct when I double check. But like I said, I don't want to give you the wrong information. So that means, guys, that next week we are a quarter of the way there. And it's only taken us since July.
One a week.
However, this is one of our most popular segments on this channel. It is one of the segments that gets the most views and the most comments. So because you guys are loving it, we are going to carry on with it and we are going to see it through. We are going to make all 100 tiles. Although I have been very silly and looked ahead in the book, there are a few that scare me. So we will deal with that when we come to it. Let's focus on what we've been making this week. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We made Baby Wheels by designer Anna Marie Sorez. And yes, this is the third in the row of hers. And that is what it looks like, guys. Sorry, I'm trying not to show too much of the pattern. So as you can see, she did it all in one colour. It was 15 rounds this week, so smaller than last week, but still one of the lengthier ones. Nothing overly surprising with it. Normal stitches that we have done previously. It was okay.
Don't she recommend stuff for this one?
What do you mean? Recommend what?
Yarn weight and that.
Oh, they always do, but we never follow the rules anyway. She says a 4-ply, which is, I think, a sport weight, and a 3mm hook. Well, we don't have scraps in that weight. We have hooks in that size, but we don't have yarn in that weight. So
expect it to be big.
Yes, we both did it in DK or a lightweight 3, and we both used a 4mm clover. Mike did the whole thing in a clover.
Again.
And I think Mike will agree that he found going into back loops only much easier with the clover, as the clover head of the hook is slightly pointier than the rounded head of his Furls Odyssey that he was using previously.
Certainly.
So when you are doing more fancified tiles with those sorts of stitches, he has realised that it will probably be a good way to go in using the clover, so that's what he did. It did take us the course of 2 evenings, but we did get 11 rounds done in the first evening, so then we only had 4 left to do. Four left to do on the second night, which took us, what, hour maximum, not even that. So it could have been done in one day, but we had to go for dinner with my parents on Sunday, so we were delayed slightly in getting started. So to do 11 rounds in one sitting and then only have 4 made it manageable and fine for us. I really don't have much of an opinion on this one. For me, what I loved is that it was one solid colour and you weren't changing colour every row, having to tie off and weave in and join, and so that was pleasurable. But looking at it, it would be beautiful in lots of different colours. So even though you can see the stitches and you can see the pattern intended, imagine if it was all different colours. But that kind of negates the not having to snip off, weave in, join in. And I find that quite tiresome sometimes with these tiles. That's the thing that I really kind of get a bit with.
To be fair, you could do it with just 2 colours.
Yeah, even if you would, even if you were just doing alternate rows, or 2 rows in one colour, 2 rows in another colour, and had like a striping.
Or you could just
look,
do the middle
maybe
to the edges.
Yeah.
Of there.
So the central motif in one colour, and then when you square it off in another. There's all sorts you can do with these tiles. We just wanted the ease of not having to tie off after every row and add a new colour, and she did it all in one colour anyway. And I haven't done one all in one colour, I don't think, apart from one of the tiny ones at the beginning of the book. Mike did his last week all in one colour when he was supposed to do different colours just to see how it would look. So this is his second on the trot using all one colour. This is a mediocre for me, guys. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It was kind of what we say here in Britain, fair to middling. It's alright. Nothing extraordinary, but nothing really horrible either. And it's done, and it's dusted. And we can now move on to next week's. Now, next week's we do have lots of colour changes, but in my opinion it is super beautiful, and I'll show you that in just a second. So Mike, if you want to show them yours, are you ready?
Little snippet. Little bit of pink.
Yeah, he used a very hot pink. So as you can see, the stitch definition is absolutely fine. You can see all of the different stitches quite well. It does work in a solid colour, but how much more interesting would that be if there were more colours thrown in there?
See, what I was saying was to the edge of this, what do you call that?
Front post.
No. All of these.
The chains.
Yeah, to the edge of this drapey bit.
Lacy?
Lacy, that's it. I forget my
words.
words.
You're pointing to a stitch asking me what it is. That's why I couldn't understand what you were saying. If you did that
in white and then colour the colour that was the outside part, it would be amazing, in my opinion.
That's one way, or like I was saying, all the way to the end of the circle, because this row here is the last of the circle, and then just have these last 3 rows squaring it off. I don't know, guys, you could go for any option. I use this one, which is sparkly and pretty, and it is a much nicer pink than my camera is showing off. This is the centre of a self-striping cake. I was hoping to get a natural colour change because it's a self-striping scrap, but obviously there was plenty of the middle colour before I got into the next colour, so I didn't get a natural colour ombre, which is fine. It just stayed the same. It is pretty, it is sparkly. I could see this as maybe if you did 4 and put them in a bigger square, it could be a lovely pillow. Or if you did 4, you could make quite a large bag if you lined it to get rid of these holes that are lacy. You can do lots with these. We actually aren't doing anything with them. We are collecting them in a bag. Because we just don't know what to do with them, and I don't want to rush to make projects with them, and then later on going, oh, do you know what we should have done with all those tiles, and had an even better idea. So I love the fact that some of the people joining along with us have specific purpose for their tiles, because they're then getting use out of them. So our beautiful Lala, Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, she is making them out of cotton and using them as either washcloths or dishcloths in her home for either her body or her dishes. And she is rating them on a good washcloth, dishcloth, or if they're really, really bad and she didn't enjoy making them, butt cloth or butt rag, which I find funny. But she's getting use out of hers, which is fabulous. And then the beautiful Lynette over at Charmed Grammy Crochet, she only started a week or two ago with us, and she started on some of these bigger tiles, and she is using 4-weight yarn actually, so hers are even bigger again. And she has decided to use last week's and the week's before as two opposite sides of a bag. So she's trying to work out how she can line it and put a handle on it and make it into a little bag, which is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely
Awesome.
love that she's going to get some use out of these. But I don't know if inspiration will strike later down the road for something bigger and better. I don't know how I feel about attaching them all together in a blanket, because you've got some this size and then you've got some sort of this size, and then later in the book you don't even have square ones, you have hexagons, you have like Christmas ball shaped ones, you have oval ones. So I don't know how you would fit them all together into one square or rectangular project when they're not all square themselves. I know you could add to it and turn it into a square, but no, I'm not feeling that. I'm just being completely honest with you guys. So they are currently all living together in a project bag that is not currently being used by any other whips. And maybe we'll do something with them, and maybe we won't. But even if we don't do anything with them, guys, and they live in a project bag forevermore, in a few years' time, when this is a long-forgotten, unofficial crochet-along, because I never intended this to be a crochet-along, it just naturally and organically turned into one, I have the bag of all the tiles to go, oh yeah, do you remember that week we made that one? We absolutely hated it. Or do you remember that week? That was a really lovely tile to make. So it still has meaning and it still has purpose. It's just more of a keepsake thing at the moment than an actual usable, practical object. So, and I don't want to be making lots of the same to make a blanket out of each tile. I'm not that committed, guys. 100 different tiles and 100 different blankets made out of multiples of said tile. Not going to happen, because there are some weeks where we can't even muster up the energy to even tackle the tile of that week, because we're like, don't want to, I want to do my fun crochet. Not saying that this isn't fun, but when you're doing it week after week after week, and some of the techniques are a little bamboozling. We haven't found anything too bamboozling yet, but there has been a couple of things that I've had to Google and remind and refresh myself what it is, because I haven't done it for ages.
And I haven't got a clue.
And with most of them being colour change after every row, that gets tedious, doesn't it? And even picking the colours, we're like, oh, we've got to find 5 colours. Got to dig in this massive bin of scraps. It's just not one of those projects that I am loving every second of, but it is one that I am committed to and I will complete. Just sometimes I get a little bit, oh, it's tile time.
God damn it.
So, yeah, I think we just need to plough on through, get to some of the more tricky ones, and then things might change. If they start getting to the point where they're tricky that even I'm struggling with them, we might have to say this one's going to take a fortnight, not a week, because Mike and I's crochet time is limited anyway. This already takes up our Sunday and sometimes our Monday evening, so technically that's 2 of our most valued crochet time frames taken up with one tile that's going to sit in a bag and do nothing, but creates the segment that you guys love. And then if things happen during the week, which means we can't actually crochet on the Tuesday or the Wednesday or the Thursday, we then have nothing to show for crochet catch up on Friday. So there are all these bits and pieces to consider, and sometimes we would much rather crack on with Mike wants to do a shawl, or I want to make an amigurumi because I really want to make it, but instead we're having to plough through these, and sometimes it's just a little bit. There's other things I want to crochet, there's more prettier things that I want to do, but we have made the commitment, we are going to see it through. We always pride ourselves on being honest with you, and we're just saying that although it was a massive commitment to make, we are going to stick by it and we are going to do it. It's just not always our yay, let's do the tile. Anyway, let's look at next week's. Now next week's is 13 rounds, so slightly smaller again, and it is called Calypso, and the designer is Hattie Risdale. We have done some of Hattie Risdale's earlier in the book. She is making a comeback, guys, with this tile for next week. So as you can see, lots of colour changes again, but doesn't look too complicated as far as I can see. They do put in the patterns what special stitches there may be, and there's a 4 double crochet cluster and a 4 treble cluster, so nothing we haven't tackled before.
Nope.
And Mike really doesn't get on board with front loops and back loops sometimes because he just finds them really finicky sometimes. And I'm just going to speed read through.
It's fine, I'll do it anyway.
There are no front loops or back loops in this tile.
Yay!
So you get a
There.
rare tile where there is not any. There's not even any front posts, I don't think.
Awesome.
So this one we might crack
We'll
out
fly through this one.
and get on board with much better.
I actually like the look of it as well, so.
It is very pretty, very pretty. And then the week after that one I already see front posts, but I don't see back loops in that one. So that one's fine. And then the week after that is itty bitty, only 6 rounds. So we are starting to we went all the way up to massive. Now we're starting to decrease slowly to one of the itty bitties again. And then we are getting to the fun part of making separate tiles and then joining them together, which will be interesting for Mike because he's never joined squares before, so that'll be something new for Mike to look at. And then we are back to the big ones again. But anyway, we will show it week by week as we go through. We will come back next week showing you what we did for our Calypso tile. One last look at baby wheels from me and Mike. 24 down, 76 to go. When you say it like that, that makes us even more like, oh. But you guys love it. We love giving you content that you love to watch. We made a commitment. We're going to see it through. It is doable. It is doable, and I think one a week is manageable. However, we have always said if something crops up which means that we are going to be delayed or have to postpone for a week, you're going to have to bear with us. And obviously when it comes to special occasions, we might want to take that week off of doing this to give ourselves some more family time, some more quality time as a family together. So we will play it by ear, but I don't think we have anything particularly special coming up until mid-March. So we should be good to go for another few weeks. We will totally go way over the quarter of the way mark until we might have to postpone it by a week. But when we do postpone it, it means our ones joining in that have got catch-up tiles to do
Can catch up
a little bit further. We are not dictating that they need to do the ones they missed. They are choosing to do the ones they missed. Absolutely love the fact that they've jumped on board. They are supporting us and they are doing it right from the beginning, even if they have to now do it retrospectively in order to be right where we are. Awesome friends of ours, and like I said, I never started this as a crochet along. I just told you what I was going to do with that book, but a lot of you fell in love with the idea and a lot of you jumped on board. And just to answer a quick question that I had on last week's tile of the week, I did answer it in the comments, but I'll answer it now on video in case anyone else was wondering. Somebody asked me why I'm not showing other people's tiles on my community tab. That is because nobody is sending me any to show. If people send me emails of their tile, I will put those pictures on my community tab. Of course, not a problem. I am prepared to do that all the time. Even if it's not tiles, you want to show me a picture of your work and you ask me to put it on my community tab, showing people what you've been up to, I am happy to do that as and when I can, and it's not a problem whatsoever. But tiles specifically, I haven't had any since the last lot that were put on there. So it's not that I'm being mean and I'm not showing you, it's just I don't have anything to show you. And I don't put mine and Mike's up there anymore because they're featured in the video anyway. So I hope that makes sense. But anyone who does want to send me emails of their makes, tile or otherwise, and would like me to showcase it on my community tab, I am more than happy to do so. So please do bear that in mind. I would do one of those really fancy montage video clip thingies, but I don't edit, so that's not going to happen. So it's my community tab. Or just show me and say, I want to show you the beautiful thing I've made, but don't show anyone else. That's fine too. One final thing before we go. Please come and party with us on Saturday. On Saturday, we are going to have a monetization slash podiversary. My podiversary is actually today when I'm filming this. So I'm filming this on Wednesday, the 18th of July. And I put up my first video on YouTube on the 18th, I said July, 18th of January. I haven't just sped forward 7 months of the year. I'm sorry, guys. I put up my first video on the 18th of January 2022. So it's my 1 year podiversary today, but you're seeing this obviously the day later, and we are not prepared to stay up late partying on a work and school night. It is just not viable for us, and we of course want as many of you guys to come and party with us as possible. So we thought on the weekend, and we can go later on the weekend because my children are elsewhere and Mike's little girl goes to bed at a reasonable time still because she's only 10. So yeah, come and party with us, come and join in all the fun. We have a few very lovely prizes to give away. It's not going to be one of those parties where it's prize, 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 prize. We wanted it to be a little bit more low-key, so we have a select few prizes to give, and we have had a few lovely people give us prizes to give on their behalf as well, but it will mean that there's more time for chat in between all the giveaways that we are doing, and it have a bit more relaxed, fun vibe rather than we've got to give all this stuff away and we've got 2 hours to do it. So we will be going live straight after the gorgeous Granny D. She goes live at 3 Eastern on a Saturday. We will be going 4 Eastern, which is 9 PM here in the UK, and I do believe we have a 2-hour slot before Dee's Creative Hands comes on and does her weekly live, and she does that slot every week. So we're not stepping on either Dee's toes. We are sandwiched by Dee's on Saturday. And we are gonna have a party. And like I said, there are a few lovely little giveaways to give away, but mostly we just want you to come and say hi and have some fun and chat with us on Saturday and just mark the occasion, because I will also get my first YouTube check next week, which is so amazing. Thank you to each and every one of you that is making it possible. We wouldn't have got here without you. Yes, I might have got a podiversary because I'll be loading videos anyway, but the monetization is all you guys. So
Double bubble.
double bubble, can't wait. And when we get that check, the money will be put back into our channel to be able to give more back to you, seeing as it was you that gave it to us in the first place. But we'll explain more about that on Saturday. Let's stop chewing your ears off and let you get back to something more important. So thank you for your time. Thank you for looking at this week's tile. We hope to see you again for Tile of the Week Thursday next week. We have a crochet catch up for you tomorrow. And then I'm winging it, to be perfectly honest with you, because I have nothing for Saturday or Sunday yet, but I'll think of something. I always do. And then Magazine Monday, because I have a magazine. And then I'm winging it Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we're back to Tile of the Week and Crochet Catch Up again. So the only thing that I have got coming up are the regular segmented things on this channel. The rest, who knows? Oh, Saturday there won't be a video because it's our live party. So I've just got to think of something for Sunday, but who knows?
After party!
I was supposed to be working on the Sunday, but now I've luckily been given the Sunday off. So you never know. Anyone watching that knows what happens after my lives might be able to stay and chat for you a little while behind the scenes. So, we might have some special guests up on panel 2, so look forward to that. But we definitely are going. We'll see you tomorrow in Crochet Catch Up, but until then,
Stay safe.
be kind.
Look after one another.
Get some good quality time in with your loved ones.
Keep tiling.
Get some good quality crafty time in. We will see you in the next one.
All around the YouTube streets.
Bye guys. Love you loads.